Welcome to Dreamy Sleep Tales, your nightly portal into enchanted realms where dreams take flight. In tonight's magical tale, prepare to be whisked away on an adventure of courage and compassion as we follow a brave young boy on a journey that transforms darkness into light. Settle in, snuggle up, and let the gentle cadence of this bedtime story lull you into a peaceful, wonder-filled slumber. Enjoy the journey and sweet dreams. In the quiet village of Dawnridge, where cobblestone paths wound through friendly cottages and vast golden fields reached out beneath the early morning sky, peace and laughter once reigned supreme. Neighbors greeted each other with warm smiles, and children's laughter danced across the meadows. Yet, in recent times, a subtle darkness began to creep into this haven. It started with small disturbances at twilight. A half-heard growl across the fields, inexplicable rustlings by the barns, and livestock found missing come dawn. Soon, the villagers exchanged fearful glances and hurried indoors as whispers of a terrifying creature spread. This creature was no ordinary pest, but a menacing goblin known as Grimjaw. With gnarly, twisted features and a sinister presence, Grimjaw prowled the outskirts of the forest, leaving a trail of shattered comfort and sleepless nights. While most adults surrendered to fear, locking doors and windows, a young boy named Aiden felt a spark of fierce determination amid the gloom. Only 12 years old, Aiden possessed a quiet bravery and a compassionate heart that saw beyond the terror. He would often sit by his window at dusk, his eyes searching the darkening forest with a mix of worry and wonder, silently promising himself that he would not stand by while his home withered in fear. One crisp autumn evening, as dusk painted the sky in shades of violet and orange, Aiden resolved to take matters into his own hands. Slipping away from the warmth of his family's cottage, he walked toward the mysterious forest that bordered Dawnridge. Tall, ancient trees stretched out like silent guardians, their leaves whispering age-old secrets as the cool wind passed through their branches. Deep within the forest, the path was lined with gnarled roots and scattered leaves that crunched softly underfoot. Aiden's heart pounded with both trepidation and excitement as he recalled the old lore recounted by his grandmother. The village tales spoke of a mystical relic hidden deep in these woods, a relic known as the Ember Crystal, fabled to hold the power to banish darkness and heal the wounded spirit. After hours of careful wandering, Aiden came upon a clearing where soft moonlight illuminated a wizened figure seated by a crackling fire. The man's long, silver hair and gentle, knowing eyes marked him as one who had long communed with the secrets of the forest. Introducing himself as Master Rowan, the hermit explained that he had been expecting the young seeker. Many years I have guarded the legends of this forest, and now it seems fate has led you to me, Aiden, he said with measured calm. You carry the spark of hope that our ancestors cherished. But know this, the path you tread is perilous, and the relic you seek demands courage beyond mere physical strength. It requires compassion, empathy, and the conviction to face both the darkness outside and within your heart. Master Rowan presented Aiden with a tattered yet detailed map, its ink faded by time, but still legible. He also handed him a small talisman, a crescent-shaped charm etched with mysterious runes. Keep this close. It will serve as both guide and guardian. Remember, true power is born of the radiant heart within you, the hermit murmured. With newfound purpose and the flicker of determination lighting his eyes, Aiden embraced Master Rowan's wisdom and set forth on his journey to locate the Ember Crystal. Aiden's quest led him deeper into parts of the forest few villagers ever dared to explore. The world beyond Dawnridge was both wondrous and worrisome, a land where nature's beauty merged with mystical perils. His first significant challenge came in the form of the Bridge of Mists, an ancient construction woven from twisting vines and sturdy tree roots, suspended over a seemingly bottomless chasm. As Aiden stepped onto the swaying bridge, the air grew thick with a spectral presence. Wisps of fog swirled around his legs, and ghostly voices whispered doubts into his mind. The bridge seemed intent on testing his resolve. Each step presented visions of failure and regret, memories of past disappointments. For a brief moment, Aiden felt the weight of fear threaten to pull him back. Clutching the crescent talisman from Master Rowan, he closed his eyes and took long, measured breaths. In the darkness of his mind, he summoned a gentle inner light, a hope as warm and constant as the rising sun. Slowly, the ominous whispers faded, and the bridge steadied beneath his determined steps. Every footfall carried him onward, a testament to his resilience and strength of heart. Emerging on the other side, Aidan marveled at the transformed forest. Moonlight now filtered softly through the canopy, illuminating a hidden grove where blossoms glowed with an otherworldly radiance. In this enchanted sanctuary, he encountered a magnificent stag with a coat that shimmered silver in the starlight. The creature's deep, wise eyes held stories of the ages, and when it bowed its regal head in greeting, Aidan felt as if the spirit of the forest itself was blessing his journey. The luminescent stag led him to a glade where the air was filled with the faint sound of distant chanting. There, etched onto ancient stone, were murals depicting epic tales of old, of heroes who had once battled the forces of darkness. As Aidan studied the carvings, he felt an inexplicable kinship with these long-forgotten warriors. Their courage infused him with determination and a desire to restore hope to his beleaguered village. Guided by the map and the murmurs of forest spirits, Aidan eventually found himself before the hidden sanctuary of the Ember Crystal. The entrance to the cavern was marked by towering stone statues, each a silent sentinel from a bygone era. The statues depicted heroic figures locked in eternal struggle against the encroaching darkness, a reminder that the battle between light and shadow was as old as time itself. Inside the cavern, the air thrummed with an almost tangible magic. Walls were adorned with silver filigree that shimmered in the soft light of luminescent fungi, and the floor glowed faintly as though dusted with stardust. At the very heart of the cavern, set upon an ancient pedestal carved from stone, lay the Ember Crystal. It burned with an inner fire, a pulsing, deep red glow that radiated both warmth and sorrow, as if embodying the very essence of life's dual nature. As Aidan approached the pedestal, the quiet sanctity of the chamber was shattered by a sudden, low growl. From the dark recesses of the cavern emerged a hulking figure cloaked in shadow. Grimjaw, the goblin who had terrorized Dawnridge. His twisted feral face was set in a snarl as he advanced, his eyes burning with malice and a deep-seated loneliness. "I have come to free my people from the grip of fear," Aiden declared, his voice echoing through the cavern. "I will not let the darkness reign any longer." Grimjaw responded with a guttural laugh, his voice a discordant blend of cruelty and sorrow. "You dare challenge me, a creature of the night? I am the one who owns these shadows." Without warning, Grimjaw lunged forward, and the cavern erupted into chaos. What followed was not a simple clash of brute strength, but a dance of light and shadow, hope and despair. Sparks seemed to fly with every collision. The ember crystal pulsed in response to every heartfelt beat of the struggle. As the duel intensified, Aiden's agile movements were matched by Grimjaw's savage fury. It was a battle that unfolded not only on the physical plane, but also on the level of spirit and resolve. In the midst of clashing strikes and scrambling echoes, Aiden's mind drifted back to Master Rowan's words. "The relic's true strength lies in the compassion of the bearer." At the very moment when Grimjaw's furious blows began to overwhelm him, Aiden paused. For a heartbeat, time seemed to slow as he met the goblin's tortured gaze. In that flickering moment of stillness, something stirred within the creature, a hidden well of pain and isolation. "Grimjaw," Aiden called out with gentle firmness, "I feel your anguish. I see how loneliness and sorrow have twisted your heart. I do not wish to harm you. I wish to help you find the light that you deserve." The words hung in the air like a fragile bridge over a chasm of despair. For the first time, Grimjaw hesitated. His eyes, which moments before burned with unyielding hatred, now softened with an unfamiliar vulnerability. The goblin's savage stance faltered, and the cavern fell into a breathless silence. As Aiden stepped closer, the ember crystal responded. Its glow intensified, casting a halo of iridescence over the combatants. The light seemed to reach out, washing away the thick darkness that had surrounded them, illuminating the hidden truths within Grimjaw's heart. For reasons neither could fully understand, the relentless aggression of the battle ebbed away. Grimjaw sank slowly to his knees as if the weight of centuries of pain had suddenly become too heavy to bear. Aidan, standing before him with his hand extended in genuine compassion, offered not a weapon, but a chance for redemption. "There is still hope," Aidan whispered. "Let me help you leave behind the shadow that binds you." The goblin's rough exterior cracked, and in that tender moment of understanding, the power of empathy overwhelmed the darkness within him. The ember, crystal pulsed brighter than ever, its flame a beacon of renewal, a promise that even the deepest scars could heal in the warmth of forgiveness. News of the mysterious transformation spread swiftly beyond the cavern walls. As the first light of dawn crept over the horizon, the villagers of Dawn Ridge, once imprisoned by fear, emerged from their homes. The whispers of terror were gradually replaced by murmurs of astonishment and hope as they learned of the night's miraculous events and the bravery of a young boy whose heart shone with light. Word reached the village council, and cautious yet hopeful footsteps led the elders to the outskirts of the forest. There, they found Grimjaw, not the monstrous figure of nightmares, but a being transformed by compassion. Though still bearing the scars of a long life spent in darkness, the goblin now exuded a quiet humility. In collaboration with Aidan, the villagers decided to extend a hand of reconciliation. Under Aidan's guidance, Grimjaw slowly integrated into village life. In time, the once dreaded goblin became an unlikely guardian of Dawnridge. He roamed the forest paths, alerting the villagers to potential dangers and tending to neglected corners of the wilderness. His redemption was not an immediate fix for all ills, but it marked the beginning of a healing process that touched every soul in the village. The story of that eventful night grew into legend. Parents recounted the tale at bedtime by crackling hearts, ensuring that Aidan's courage and empathy would live on in the hearts of future generations. The ember crystal remained in its cavern sanctuary, a constant reminder of the transformative power of a radiant heart. Its gentle flame, visible only to those who believed in the light of hope, became an emblem of a community reborn. Seasons changed, and the scars of past terror gave way to flourishing new traditions. Dawnridge celebrated an annual festival honoring the legacy of the boy who defied darkness with light. During the Festival of Radiance, lanterns were lit throughout the village, symbolizing not only the light that had been recovered that fateful night, but also the inner light within every person. At the heart of the festival was a retelling of Aiden's journey. Elders described with reverence how a curious boy, with nothing more than a hopeful heart and a mysterious talisman, ventured into the depths of the unknown. They recounted the trials by the bridge of mists, the silent blessing of a silver-coated stag, the echoing legends carved on ancient stones, and the ultimate confrontation with Grimjaw. In vibrant plays and gentle music under the starlit sky, the story was dramatized for both the young and old. It was told with passion and humility, reminding everyone that even in the face of overwhelming despair, one act of kindness can dismantle the strongest barriers. Aiden, now older and wise, often sat on a stone bench outside the village square, where a small statue of his younger self and the reformed goblin stood side by side. Locals would gather around him, eager to glean wisdom from his experiences. With gentle eyes and a voice carrying both the warmth of nostalgia and the firmness of conviction, he would say, "Every heart bears a light. No darkness is too deep to be healed if only we dare to reach out." The village's transformation wasn't instantaneous. Like the slow yet steady healing of an old wound, change required time, effort, and an abiding trust among all its inhabitants. Yet each day, Dawnridge grew stronger, a tapestry woven from threads of shared struggles, reconciliations, and the unwavering power of empathy. Aiden's deeds soon captured the interest of neighboring settlements. Travelers, merchants, and storytellers carried the tale of the boy whose radiant heart had not only freed a goblin from the bonds of loneliness, but had also rekindled the hope of an entire village. In distant lands, similar legends began to sprout. Stories of children and elders alike who found strength in compassion. One crisp winter, during a journey beyond his homeland, Aiden encountered a wise scholar in a snowbound village. The scholar, whose own life had been marked by loss and exile, listened intently to Aiden's account of his quest. In return, she shared scrolls and manuscripts detailing ancient rites and long-forgotten prophecies. Among these texts were references to the ember crystal, suggesting that its light was part of a greater universal rhythm, a cosmic dance of shadow and luminescence that echoed throughout all lands. Inspired, Aidan proposed an idea. Why not establish a fellowship of light? A group of chosen individuals from various villages could travel, learn, and spread the message that compassion was the most potent weapon against the darkness. The idea was met with enthusiasm. Soon, a motley assembly of kindred spirits, from humble farmers to wise elders, united under a common goal. Their journeys created a network of communities, each empowered by the belief that empathy could transform even the harshest of adversities. As these bonds grew stronger, the message of Dawnridge spread like gentle ripples over a still pond. Stories of reconciliation, courage, and transformative love became the essence of community gatherings. It wasn't long before celebrations in faraway lands recalled the day when a single heart had illuminated the path for many. Yet, life, as it always does, brought its own trials. Over the years, as the memory of Grimjaw's transformation faded into the background of everyday life, new challenges emerged. A harsh winter came with biting winds and a mysterious malaise that plagued the crops. Shadows of doubt and misfortune threatened the unity that had been so painstakingly nurtured. During a particularly bleak evening, when the village's resolve had begun to falter, Aidan, now a young man with salt and pepper hair and eyes deep with experience, gathered the community in the central square. "Remember," he said with unwavering clarity, "that the darkest nights always give way to dawn. It is in our unity and compassion that our strength lies." His words, echoing with the wisdom of years, infused the villagers with courage. They rallied together, restoring their fields, mending their bonds, and, once again, proved that resilience was born of community. In a quiet personal moment, Aidan visited the cavern of the ember crystal. The relic's glow still burned, a silent witness to every trial and triumph that had passed through Dawnridge. As he gazed at the pulsating crystal, he felt a kinship with every soul who had ever fought against the encroaching darkness. In that reflective solitude, Aidan reaffirmed his belief that true light was not something to be found only in magical relics, but within each person's heart. Years melted into decades, and Dawnridge evolved into a thriving town, a beacon of unity and hope among neighboring communities. Statues were raised in the village square, not to glorify war or struggle, but to honor the human spirit's capacity for change. Among these, the statue of a brave boy with outstretched arms symbolized the moment when fear was replaced by compassion, a reminder of how one radiant heart had altered the course of history. Aidan spent his later years traveling between the villages, nurturing friendships and training those willing to learn the art of empathy. His journeys were chronicled in beautifully illustrated manuscripts that were shared far and wide. These manuscripts taught that every heart was a potential beacon, capable of dispelling even the deepest shadows through the simple acts of kindness, understanding, and forgiveness. On a gentle spring morning, as the town of Dawnridge prepared once more to celebrate the Festival of Radiance, Aidan looked over the bustling streets filled with laughter and music. In that moment, he knew that the legacy of his youthful quest would live on, not merely in the stone and stories of old, but in the everyday actions of people who believed in a better world, a world where understanding transcended differences and every soul shined with its own unique light. As twilight fell on that memorable day, the people of Dawnridge assembled in a grand circle by the Ember Crystal's cavern. Lanterns were lit, their gentle glow mingling with the soft luminescence of the relic hidden deep within the earth. Young and old held hands as they joined in a quiet, heartfelt remembrance of the transformation that had redefined their lives. In hushed voices, they recited the tale of the brave boy who had walked into darkness armed not with strength alone, but with an abundance of empathy that turned a monster into a friend. They spoke of the trials on the Bridge of Mists, the blessing of the luminous stag, the whispers of ancient stones, and the ultimate redemption of Grimjaw. Each retelling carried the same timeless message: that the power of love and compassion was greater than any darkness. Aidan, seated amid his kin and friends, smiled as he listened to these stories, a legacy far richer than any treasure could be. His journey had ignited a spark that would continue to illuminate lives, teaching future generations that true heroism arises not from the sword or the shield, but from the generous heart that reaches out in understanding. Thus, the story of the boy of radiant heart became more than a village tale. It became an eternal legend, passed from one generation to the next, inspiring countless souls to believe that even in the bleakest of nights, a single light, born of compassion, could set the world aflame with hope. The boy of radiant heart is a testament to the enduring truth that the mightiest battles are fought with love and understanding. From the quiet village of Dawnridge to the farthest reaches of neighboring lands, this tale reminds us that every heart holds the potential to be a beacon in the darkness. Whether facing literal goblins or the figurative shadows of life, it is the light within us that illuminates the path to a brighter tomorrow. So, dear listeners, thank you for joining us on this journey through courage, compassion, and the magic of transformation. As we close tonight's chapter, remember that each of us holds a light within that can brighten even the darkest of times. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to our channel, share it with your friends, and leave a comment letting us know what topic you'd love to hear about in our next story. May the gentle echoes of our tale guide you into peaceful dreams and a hopeful tomorrow. Good night and sweet dreams from Dreamy Sleep Tales.